So here we are in about mid-February now in beautiful, balmy South Florida. Wherever you are, you might be freezing. And I'm gonna tell you, it's about 81 degrees right now. Beautiful sunshine. And I wanted to kind of go over a few things and get into some more of the discussion of what we do, how we do it, and where we're going into this coming year and future as well. Come on in. I built my first glass aquarium with my father when I was about 7 years old. And at that time, it was a tremendous learning experience, great success with what we knew at that time as kids. Had an undergravel filter plate, an outside Dynaflow filter on the back. We would use filter floss in there, or it's like a wool material. And we would use a small CHEMI-PURE or fresh activated carbon. Didn't know a lot about phosphates, didn't really understand calcium, alkalinity, magnesium, all the normal things that we do nowadays. Contemplating anything and everything associated with a new custom build, from the conceptual idea to the end of the fill-up with salt water, which is really the beginning. A marine reef aquarium or any aquarium really starts at that point, but all the work it took to get to that point is just unbelievable. Last week, I was over in Naples meeting with new clients whom their home has been under construction for over 3.5 years. It was an existing home, redid the entire structure, built it to current hurricane codes. That particular home went through Hurricane Ian. The water blew out a big portion of the lower floor, which is really designed for that, for hurricane code. And the whole inside of the upstairs was in perfect condition. The generator was running, the house was air conditioned, the roof had no impact. And when we met with a client last week, he said very clearly, this is why they make codes. And it really did work out. And you have to think, if we're doing what we're doing professionally, they're building a high caliber, really well constructed home. So we need to do the same thing with the aquarium. And we need to deliver at that high level of professionalism, not only the structure of the aquarium, but anything and everything associated with delivering a super high quality product that's going to stand the test of time. What is your end game? Is it 3 years? Is it 2 years? Are you going to buy a new house in 5 years? You're going to move? All that needs to go into consideration. Our lobby aquarium here is a 1680. In total operating water, it's 2,000 gallons. All in all, with the volume, less the rock and everything for the main display, it's probably really holding 1,300. 1350, even though the external dimensions are 1680. And we bought the building, so what are we gonna do? We're gonna build something long-term. And that is the same with all of these high-end reef installations that we do. I'm thinking out 10 years. I'm thinking out, well, hell, you better strategize on the end game and recognize that one day down the road, even if it's 10 years later or 15 years later, you might have to empty the aquarium. And you may need to harvest all the overgrowth of the corals if that was it. You know, in 15 years, you're obviously going to be replacing the pumps, you'll be replacing the lights. There'll be dramatic changes even in the next 10 years of the reef aquarium industry, and things will continue to evolve like they always have. And yesterday, we went to a new project site. It is a massive home. I'm gonna call it potentially 20,000 square feet. The home will be under construction for 2.5 years. And at this point, they need all MEP, mechanical, electrical, plumbing. And what do? These are really important factors to contemplate and take into consideration. Even the aquarium location, which is about somewhere between 5,000 gallons and about 6,800 gallons. It's a big aquarium. I mean, just the foundational to hold this aquarium filled with water, let's call it 60,000 pounds. It's just an immense amount. And then looking at delivery of it, the lot was about 400 feet. There's limited access to say we're gonna swing a 6,000 pound dry aquarium 300 feet out and put it down to where the aquarium goes. We might actually have to come in off the bay with a crane and then determining how best to travel the aquarium over the first floor slab and then down and recess it in to the final resting place where this aquarium should rest in 2025. So there's a lot that goes on. It is exciting. It is challenging to say the least. There is very little room for error. We do our very best to avoid things that are mistakes. And really it's all in the planning, planning, and planning. If you plan for it and you go in with the right mind frame. So the idea of building a really high-end, high-quality, high-caliber reef aquarium or any other type of aquarium display is really based off of your perception individually of where you are today and where you're going to go with this box of water that's holding life. You know, clear your head, think about, okay, why am I here? Well, I'm gonna build an aquarium. No, it's not just an aquarium. You're building a home for fish. Like the clients are building this tremendous home to live in. It's hurricane proof. I mean, by God, it's gonna handle a Category 5 hurricane. And you have to think all of that through. That part is really the hardest part. And with that is many years of experience to get to that point. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And we'd love to get your questions and answer those too, maybe on the next go round.